Hello everyone, here's Milan, and then today I'm gonna introduce you a art piece, a artwork created during the Song Dynasty, which is called the panorama of the river and the mountains. And then this artwork is created by a Song Dynasty artist called Wang Ximeng. Panorama of rivers and mountain is a long scroll painted. It depicts a magnificent view of Chinese nature, a view often considered sacred and magnificent in the Buddhism, which emphasizes the close connection between humans and the natural world. He went down the river and painted the scenic spot of the river along the way. At a certain place, he saw a mountain and decided to climb it to investigate the scenery. It took him a long time to climb to the top of the mountain, looking down the river and the mountains from the top. He realized that he had drawn rivers and mountains all the way down, but only a few rivers and mountains actually exist. This made him deeply feel his foolishness and ignorance. Wang Ximeng decided to return home and repaint this painting. This time, he adopted his own unique painting technique and produced a realistic and vibrant work. This painting left a deep impression and became the classic in the history of ancient Chinese painting. Wang Ximeng was very fond of painting when he was young. He once learned painting skills from an old painter, but the old painter did not teach him the real painting skills, but only made him copy and repeat the practice over and over again. During his long practice, Wang Ximeng gradually mastered the technique and methods of painting. He found that the key to practice was paint more, see more, and think more. Only by constantly trying, practicing, and thinking could make him continuously improve his painting. Wang Ximeng was already over 70 years old when he painted a panorama of rivers and mountains. But he was still energetic and kept adding paintings, and the whole work took nearly 10 years to complete. For example, when painting the mountains, he used the techniques of splitting wood and rubbing. And when painting the water, he used the technique of waves to make the whole picture vivid and powerful. And here's another interesting story by Wang Ximeng when he's painting that artwork. At the time when he decided to go on a field trip, he came to the mountain village and saw an old farmer in the village working the fields. Wang Ximeng went up to the old farmer and asked him about the mountains, the plants, and the living habits of the people. The old farmer answered his question very specifically and showed him the tea trees and fruit trees that he had planted. After listening, Wang Ximeng felt very beneficial and decided to paint a picture to express his gratefulness to the old farmer. He depicted the old farmer's house and fields in the painting and also painted the old farmer's fruit trees and tea trees. When he finished the painting, he gave it to the old farmer as a gift. A few years later, Wang Ximeng's fame spread to the north and the south of the country, and his paintings were widely collected by people. One day, he received a commission from a wealthy merchant in that field, asking him to paint a landscape painting with characteristics of that field. Wang Ximeng started to prepare, but he realized that he had forgotten some key information he had forgotten during his expedition back then. So, he decided to go to the field again. When he arrived at that mountain village, he found that the old farmer's family become very rich. It turned out that the painting that Wang Ximeng had given to the old farmer had become his treasure, thus attracting many people to visit him. These people gave the old farmer a lot of money and made him a rich man. When Wang Ximeng saw this, he was very happy because he felt that his painting was not only a piece of art, also something that could bring happiness and joy to people. In addition, it is said that Wang Ximeng also used some wonderful techniques when painting the picture of 1,000 miles of rivers and mountains. For example, when painting the Great Wall, he used the techniques of squeezing the clay statue and hanging upside down painting to achieve a more realistic effect. When painting the rocks, he used the methods such as baking and steaming the rocks to emphasize their majesty. These unique techniques made Wang Ximeng's work a great influence to the art world at the time and became the important reference for late flower and birds painting. Eventually, this piece that Wang Ximeng have completed is the masterpiece of the Chinese traditional painting, and also it becomes the representative piece of the whole Song Dynasty bird and flower painting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye!